What is going on, Phillies fans? Welcome into the Fighting's final NLCS edition. Game 5. Phillies are up now 3-2 in the series. Big win tonight. Last game in Arizona. After a couple nights, guys, little tough sledding for the Phils, guys. You got a handsome threesome tonight for you coming in at you for the special Fighting's final. Hey, listen. We work hard, we play hard. We're here at EOP, and we have been doing 162 plus games of the Fighting's final, so we had to bring you a special one tonight. Game 5 in the books. Remind you that this is all brought to you by PhillySportsTrips.com, DolansBar.com, Sherry'sTickets.com, and CherryInjuryLaw.com. We'll get to our great sponsors in a moment. We're going to get to some of the comments as well from everybody because I'm sure everybody's super excited right now. All that great stuff. But, guys, I'm here with Matty B.
Hello.
And Mike Lauro.
What's up?
Phillies win it. And 6-1 cruise. I can call this a cruise control game. Matty B, I'll start with you. What kind of game would you classify this as?
Well, it was a must-win, as a must game. But I have to kind of agree with what you said there, Al, especially after what happened in the first inning. You know, getting off to a good start was paramount for this team tonight. And they did with the 2-run inning. And I actually kind of felt very confident after the first inning. At the top of the first, the Phillies actually were going to win this game. So cruise control, no. I'm not going to go there anymore. I'm not jumping in the pool, Garrett Stubbs. We're not doing that no more. We're going to take things one game at a time, one pitch at a time, and try to finish this.
All right, yeah, let's get to some of the comments real quick. Daniel Berry saying Phillies, Astros. I don't like getting ahead of myself, but I can see why you're feeling that way. Ring the effing bell, says Walt. Absolutely. Austin's chiming in. Big win by the Phillies tonight. Absolutely necessary to get that win. Coming back home for a chance to close it out. That's right. So, Mike, we get 2 chances now. And let's talk about what Austin's saying here. We get 2 chances to close it all out at home, which you have to imagine puts in the favor of the Phils, correct?
Yeah, the last time that these two pitchers faced off, the Phillies, turned around and won the game 10-0. So, I'll take my chances with Aaron Nola in Citizens Bank Park come Monday night.
Yeah, absolutely. Steven wants to know who's doing the Flyers post game.
That would be Austin.
That was Austin. So for those who maybe aren't Union fans, haven't met Austin here on EOP, Austin is one of the new guys on the Clear the Ice family. So welcome Austin in. And then Quentin saying, I missed the 2 games they lost, so I had to stay up and watch this game. Is it past your bedtime, Quentin? I don't know. But
that's why they lost, Quentin, because you didn't watch them.
Now he's got to watch Game 6. You better be watching Game 6, Quentin.
Bryce Brown, what's up, boys? That's the kind of game we need heading back to Philly. 5 more W's. That's 5 is the magic number. Apparently, it started last year. We kept counting down, and that's how you have to go about these games. After the last 2 nights, I can understand the fear. I mean, but it's the NLCS, guys. You can't expect to win this without having some.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
You can.
Yeah, you can.
You can. They are the better team. They are the better team.
Exactly.
I'm not saying, but win it like just cruise control, win the whole time.
They should have beat them. And
this series should be over.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
This series should be over.
I'm not disagreeing with those facts. I am not disagreeing with those facts at all. But at the same time, you got to expect some adversity. You have to expect it. I cannot. Listen, we have all grown up Philly fans. I'm the youngest of the group right here at 40 years old. We know this does not come easy.
You see how he tries to bring up the whole young thing, right?
Yeah, I know. So young buck with the Santa Claus white beard in the house here. But Walt's saying Schwarber with his 20th postseason homer, tying with Derek Jeter. Also, most postseason home runs by a left-hander, correct?
Yep.
Understand?
Yep.
I mean,
it's Schwarber the new Mr. October?
I mean, is Harper Mr. October? I mean, 2 years in a row he's doing it. So, I mean, it's nice to have 2 Mr. Octobers.
Does a ring have to be with Mr. October?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. I mean, Reggie kind of had it.
Yeah. So you have to have a ring in order to kind of claim the title, Mr. October.
Well, I mean, Schwarber does have a ring. He's got 2.
That's a good point.
I think he's got 2, don't he?
Yeah, with the Red Sox and the Cubs.
Red Sox. I thought he was on that Nationals team too.
No, I don't think he was on that.
No, he got traded to the Red Sox that year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
These are the kind of games we have to have. Why you have Schwarber is you can stomach the Mario Mendoza average. It's such Claude view of baseball.
Yeah, he's
Watching Game 6. When is it? It's Monday, Quentin. It is Monday. 5:07 Monday. Is it a 5 o'clock?
No, that is no way in heck.
I thought it was. I thought they were.
Only if it's Game 7 of the. If the Rangers win, then the Phillies is 5:07. But if that series ends tomorrow,
they do have him. They do have him in at 5:07 right now. So he's right. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know Steve's usually on top of the stuff, but I didn't know that. All right. Little G is saying the Phillies are a great team. Absolutely. One more, Ellis says, one more to win the NLCS and head back to the World Series. Bryce saying, I disagree. Phillies should go 13-0 every postseason. Obviously, anything else is a failure. Is Bryce Brown one of your burner accounts, Matty B? Let's kind of go through this real quick. Because this is the Fighting's final, and there's a lot of things that we do and we have to do here. But real quick, guys, if it's coming back town, you want to get to one of those games, we go to sherrystickets.com. All of us here at EOP use sherrystickets.com. You should be using sherrystickets.com. No hidden fees, great prices, all the great sports, concerts, theaters, you name it. I don't care where in the country you live. You can get great tickets and save an additional 10% off using that great promo code
EOP10.
That's right. EOP10 will save you additional 10% off at sherrystickets.com. EOP10, sherrystickets.com. So let's do this. Let's go through, let's talk pitching, because I feel with all, when you have games where a lot of long balls are coming at you, pitching gets kind of left in the dust. But it was Wheeler's pitching and his dominant pitching this whole postseason that has made it possible. Zach Gallen did a good job. Rough first inning, but after that, pretty much kind of locked in for the most part. But Zach Wheeler went 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 8 Ks, and of course that one blemish is that home run he let up right at the end. But if your starting pitcher gives up 1 run in 6 full innings, I feel that's a win. I don't care who you are. That's a huge win. Hoffman came in because the question was after last night. We're going to talk about this a little bit because there's still a lot of questions to be asked. And we had what the Phillies did. I wouldn't say we thought a full bullpen game. We thought maybe a platoon between Sanchez and Walker, which turned out to be a bullpen game for both teams. Both teams, except for the Phillies, used two guys that weren't used, Lorenzen and Walker, which we're going to talk about in a moment. And the Diamondbacks used everybody. The question was, well, when these guys are done, who's going in? Well, Hoffman went in for the Phillies, 1 inning pitch, 1 hit, and 1 strikeout. Dominguez, had an okay, just kind of got a little roughed up at the end. They had a short leash for him. Dominguez won 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout in 2/3 of an inning. And then the door was closed by Matt Strahm for the 1 strikeout to end it all, to give the Phillies their victory tonight. So let's talk about pitching before we get into all the hitting. 2 guys are on. Last night you would have thought you at least see one of those guys, Walker, Lorenzen. Mike, I'll start with you. Why? Why do you think? I know you don't know the exact answer. Why does Mike Lauro think there was no use of, especially Walker, who was?
I don't think they have confidence in him at all. I don't think the manager has confidence to use him, because if not, he would be used. Same thing with Lorenzen, too. I don't think he has confidence in either one. Like, we haven't seen Lorenzen since the Atlanta series. So, I mean, to me, I don't. Again, it's got to be a trust issue. But I know this dude's making $17 million a year, and all he's doing is being a cheerleader.
Yep.
Matty B?
And I kind of to get off what Mike was saying here is, I don't think any of us are sitting here advocating for the use of Taijuan Walker and Mike Lorenzen if it's not the right move. But why are they on the roster? Well, why are they holding roster spots if they're not going to be used? And that's what I guess is more perplexing to me. Not the fact they're not being used, but why are they on the roster if they're not going to be used? Because there's no earthly reason that they should not have pitched. Some of them, or both of them, should have pitched at least 1 inning through the postseason at this point.
Right. I mean, like I said, we saw Lorenzen in the Atlanta series. We have yet to see Taijuan Walker in this postseason.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't want him making his debut in the World Series.
Neither do I. Because he hasn't pitched like a month.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, I don't care. Like, a simulated game, I think I think Christian Sanchez outperformed him. That's why he got the start yesterday.
Walt saying Thompson hinted that Crumbum isn't going to pitch the rest of the series. I don't know who he means by
Kirkering.
Is it Kirkering or is it Kimbrel?
Oh, that's a good point. Be more specific, Walter.
Yeah, we have a couple Crumbums. I think
Kirkering's not a bum, dude. He's just a young kid.
Yeah, he's not a bust or a bum.
It's interesting how your tone changes with this stuff, both of you.
Okay.
Just a couple nights ago,
he said Kimbrel. He was talking Kimbrel.
We were talking about how, if Hoffman, and he's not going to get the experience unless you put him in the situations. Now we're all saying, Kirkering, he's
no. I mean, last night just showed that this moment.
See his eyes.
Yeah, this moment got too big for him. But I'm still not going to take away from what the kid did. Yeah. I mean, he came up the whole organization in a year, and he's pitching in the postseason. So I mean, this will be a learning experience for him. But it's no different than Spencer Strider last year coming in here and watching Rhys Hoskins and everybody else light him up. But the dude was a good pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not taking. I think what you're saying is I understand what you're saying, Matty B. Yeah, I was giving the guy a chance. He got lit up the one time with the Braves. I wasn't going to sell him out for the rest of the postseason just for one game. But after what we saw the other game, unless we have a significant lead, like even tonight, I would have probably put him in when we were up 6-1. In short leash, don't get me wrong. At the most, if last night didn't happen. Once last night happened, we can't use him. You got to give this guy a chance to you don't want to destroy his confidence.
I'm not saying we can't use him, but not in the 8th inning of an NLCS or a World Series. Right. Why didn't he follow Sanchez, or why didn't he get the start yesterday? For God's sakes, I mean, we could have used him as a starter yesterday, right? If it ended up being a bullpen game.
Listen, last night's game, and we're not going to get
last night's game was really weird. Like I said, me and Pat were here watching the game last night, and even we both said it. Like, it just had a really strange feel to the game last night. Like, it felt like the Phillies bats couldn't get going. Then when they did finally get going, you just had that sinking feeling. Like that bullpen, like every time they were going to the bullpen, you're like, and even when Alvarado came in too, like usually when he comes in, you kind of take that exhale, like, all right, the hard throwers coming in. Even when he came in, you were still kind of like, man, he don't look right.
That game was rough. I mean, that was rough. That was almost a Super Bowl loss rough, that game, honestly. That's and
there was a lot of shooting yourself in the foot moments.
Yeah.
And even Thompson had some mismanagement.
No, that game was on him. That game was Thompson.
You're going all Thompson?
Yeah, that was Thompson.
So let's go to some more of the comments real quick. Mark saying, Phillies got their swag back, and now they go home in front of an actual crowd. Legit saw a dude in the stands in the Mariners and Braves jerseys. $20 tickets make for an awful crowd. Yeah, it makes you like, hey, well, let's go down and watch the team in the NLCS.
What's a red-eye flight to Phoenix cost?
Yeah, like seriously.
We could have spent 3 games at the...
Here's words you never want to utter. I agree with Matty B. Hell, if they ain't pitching, put Weston Wilson or Rhys Hoskins in for
That's what I was screaming here last night.
Yeah.
I was saying, if Taijuan Walker's going to take up a spot on this roster, then you got to boot him. Like, you got to send him to Florida, do whatever, and bring up an extra bat. This was the whole thing about Jake Cave batting yesterday.
Yeah.
If you have Weston Wilson on your team, he provides your team with he's got pop coming off the bat. Again, and Matty, I think you were the one that answered the question. Why did they take a Mundo Sosa and have him run last night when you got Christian Pache right there? Like, ain't that what he's there to do?
It made no sense.
It made no sense. This was, again, me and Matt, we kind of go back and forth with agreeing on stuff, but I agree with him there. Like, last night was all on topper. Like, I don't know if he didn't have his, coffee in the morning or something, but something was off with that
or
dude.
Something's not, there's a piece of the puzzle we're missing why he went the way he went. One or the other. Either way, you have to, I will agree that, and here comes Mark, and Walker Lorenzen should have pitched. I would say Walker or Lorenzen should have pitched.
No one's asked that question of Topper, have they? About
no,
Walker.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
nobody's asked it.
Nobody.
Unfortunately, when you do the post-game shows, we can't go watch the post-game interviews.
But that would have made the news. I mean, we would have heard that on Twitter or something. That somebody would have reposted that comment.
Was saying Hoffman was terrific. I mean, Griff McGarry was doing so well. Then he was called up to Lehigh Valley and gave up 20 runs in 8 innings. Otherwise, he may have been up. Maybe ifs and buts on that situation, but
he had injury problems all season too.
Kirkering would be fine if he just didn't have to throw hanging curves every pitch. when he throws 98. JT needs to stop calling too many.
Hanging sliders, by the way, not curves.
Yeah, well, here's my thing is, and I wonder that question because 80% sliders, like, what are you telling me that the guy throws a 98-mile-per-hour fastball? Does he have no movement on it? Is that what that means? Is that what that tells you?
Well, first of all, yeah. And why would JT call up 80% sliders? I think he might have shook him off a few times and ended up pitching what he wanted, but that made no sense at all. He's got Mike. You're right. He's got massive stuff, but his eyes were very telling. He looked like he wanted to dig a hole underneath the pitcher's mound and climb in there.
You know, this is the second person to say I agree with Matty B. That's like saying Beetlejuice 3 times. All right, guys, I'm just going to point that out.
Thank you, Walter.
You're asking for problems. Nola plays for the money Monday. Yeah, I mean that's
huge.
That's a good point. I mean, this could be the difference between a long-term, big-time, big money contract for him, and that's not just with us. I'm saying with anybody. Between tomorrow's start, even though he's had just some significantly great starts so far this postseason.
But it's a what have you done for me lately sport, and Monday is the next one up. So it's this. Biggest start of his career, biggest start of his Philly career, definitely.
My only question is, like, going into this look ahead Monday night, this dude, what's his name for Arizona, the pitcher that we're going against, Miley. Miley?
Merrill.
Yeah. Merrill Kelly. That guy.
Miley Cyrus.
Yeah. He seemed to be going along okay. In that game, we kind of snowballed him a little bit in that game. So I'm worried.
What was the final? Was that the 2-0 game?
No, that was the 10-0 game.
Oh, that was the game they ended up, but it was 2-0 for most of the game.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, and they just kind of compounded. So I mean, he pitched a pretty good game as well.
Gave up the other 8 or something like that. Mark saying yesterday's game was on top or sick of him not getting any blame. I don't think he did get any blame for it. I've heard a lot of blame.
No, he took a lot of blame for it.
Yeah. Guys, I want to remind you that this show is brought to you by PhillySportsTrips.com. Eagles game tomorrow. Eagles-Dolphins. Kelly Green, game number 1 of the season. So if you got your Kelly Green jerseys, come on out to Live Casino. Go to PhillySportsTrips.com first. Sign up. It's a tailgate taking care for you to the umpteenth degree, guys. You have to understand it is high-end everything, but the cost is not. Go to PhillySportsTrips.com. This way you don't have to lug a grill and a cooler and deal with all that stuff. Just go there. Have all the great food, great time, hang out with Hollis Thomas and many other great people who come by there. And then you can walk down the street just a couple blocks and get yourself right into the stadium. PhillySportsTrips.com. And also, if you really want to treat yourself, you can head out to London next year in June to watch the Phillies take on the Mets at Wembley there. So check it out. PhillySportsTrips.com. They have all these other trips lined up. Away games for the Eagles, home games for the Eagles, Flyers games, you name it. They got it. Check it out. PhillySportsTrips.com. So let's get to some of these comments real quick here. Let's see. We got that. Here you go. Steve, hey, it's not our money. I hate signing 30-year-olds to big contracts, though despise it. So he despises.
The question is, though, what do we have other than Aaron Nola? I mean, we talked about this off camera. And the Andrew Painter thing really hurt us this year by not being able to know what we have in him. So what other option are you going to have? You're going to go out there and sign another 30-year-old number 2 starting pitcher. So I don't know what we're supposed to do if we want to keep this window open.
All right. I said the worst thing you say is agree with Matty B. But the worst thing you could do is say Matty B. And when Matty B's on the show and use, I bet Howie Roseman can help the Phillies personnel issues. Yeah. This is called poking the bear, gentlemen. Let's not do it.
How's he going to do that? Drafting important, never mind.
Is there still a rule that if you take a player out of a roster in the middle of the series and they're done for the rest of the postseason? I don't know.
I don't think you can do that unless he's injured, and I don't think there's a penalty for that.
Mark saying can't have Lorenz and Walker on the lineup at the same time. Both are long dudes in meaningless games at this point. No reason to have both of them on the roster. Mark's not even that. You didn't even use it when you needed it. Last night was the total reason you have a long guy in the middle of this game. Yeah. We haven't really needed a long guy at this point. Yeah. Now you got him. Like, why wouldn't you use at least one of them? That is the confounding question here.
And again, a disclaimer, we're not advocating the use or we're part of the Michael Lorenz and Taijuan Walker fan club. We're just wondering why we have 2 players that are taking up roster spots in the postseason that are not being used at all.
Yeah, or even thought about it, apparently. Yeah. I mean, last night was a night one of them, you can't. Nobody can give you a good reason why one of them would have been used.
I mean, they were throwing everything on the kitchen sink out there, and they couldn't. I mean, you're telling me they had more confidence in Orion Kirkering in the 8th inning than Taijuan Walker, who signed a 4-year, like $17 million contract,
or Michael Lorenzen, who has experience
and a no-hitter.
He has a no-hitter, but he also has experience coming out of the bullpen.
And they felt more comfortable with Orion Kirkering.
Yep.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Like I said, there's something up there, man.
Ryan saying, "Gentlemen, I don't know who he's talking to.
No, nowhere here.
He gets the wrong show on that one." Philly versus Houston rematch. It's aiming towards that right now.
Stop.
I don't like saying it. I'm not saying it. I'm just listen. At the same time, it's okay to be confident, but being down now, you're 3-2. Like let's not jinx this or anything. I don't like to be like superstitious, but can't help yourself. I have 3-part separate comment coming. It's all about sending them in parts. Okay, Ryan is getting us ready for it. Merrill pitched for Team USA and was awful. Ross agreed with feels like an inevitable Philly Houston rematch.
Stop.
La Bamba, I don't even know. Part 1 of 3. Seranthony Dominguez really looks like he put weight on this season. Prior to this season, always looked free and easy on the mound. Now he looks like he's using all his effort. Yeah, it doesn't seem fluid with him when he's pitching. Mike, talk to me.
Well, he's also coming off an injury too.
Yeah,
so I mean,
maybe it's not fully confident in himself.
Yeah, I mean, you could just when he was walking off the mound, like, you could just see he had
like limping off, didn't it? Like a little limp.
Yeah, he had like a little limp, but he was like he didn't have the what the hell was it? What's the word I'm looking for? He didn't have the confidence. He kind of looked like Orion Kirkering.
Didn't have the swag.
Yeah, he didn't have that little swag that he had a year ago when he was closing games out.
Yeah.
All right, so the next part is I think his issues have been causing his struggles on the mound, and it has to do with not following through on his delivery before releasing the ball. He keeps falling off to the left before he releases the ball, which is why he's been wild.
Maybe.
Matt, you want to take? I mean, I have an answer, but
I think it's kind of. I mean, I'm going to go off what Mike said. I mean, maybe he doesn't fully trust himself yet. Maybe he's not so much, trying to mask an injury, but he doesn't feel comfortable. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it could be physical, it could be mental. Never forget, he's struggled all season up and down.
If he's limping off the mound and he's got a stretch. When he stretches, there's a stretch. I mean, I think the only one has like a smaller stretch and a longer stretch than him is maybe Wheeler and Strom. Strom ends up on the opposite side of the field every time. Mm-hmm. So if he can't land on his foot, maybe there's something to say. That's why the release is coming off the way it is. So Ryan's a good point. It's hard to say. He should be falling off to the left after he releases the ball. He needs to get back to the follow through on his delivery when he falls off to the left. Not going to disagree with any of that.
Yeah, I mean, and hey, Ryan, that's good for him noticing that. Man. Yeah.
Love the hustle from Harper in the first inning. Yeah, I love how he checked on him, but make sure he tapped the plate too. I don't know if you guys are watching that. So for what we're talking about, because we are going to get into the how this game played out situation. In the first inning, there was Stott. And I have a theory about this. I told Mike. I'll get Matt. I'll get your opinion on this. So Stott was trying to steal second, got caught up in the middle, in a pickle for lack of better words. Harper then took off for home, hopefully catching these guys off guard. They tried throwing the ball home, kind of bounced. The catcher didn't grab it, kind of bounced off the heel of the glove a little bit. And when it bounced, he kind of went in towards the base path of Harper. Harper kind of hit him coming in for the slide. Their catcher was what the hell is his name? Moreno. I keep saying Serrano. Moreno. He's been on concussion protocol in the past. So a little bit of a scary moment there. But Harper kind of had to come around, score on him. But he went and checked on him, but also kind of tapped the plate too, just to double check he had it.
Yeah, that was funny.
It was kind of funny, but yeah, that was the hustle play. That was where the second run of the first inning came through. But yeah, I mean, the one thing I think we all can agree upon, which we don't often do, is there's been plenty of hustle in this team.
Oh, all season long. I mean, to take the numbers, they stole 20 more stolen base. They had 20 more stolen bases than they did this year than last. All postseason, they've been aggressive on the bases, but it's come at a cost. It's come at a cost. Like Alec Boehm last night with that, trying to stretch a single into a double. I mean, blowing through stop signs at third. I mean, it's come at a cost, but I'll take it. I like the aggressive on the base paths. I'll take it any day of the week, actually.
Mike?
No, I agree. I mean, this has been fun to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, see, like you're looking at really like other than like Schwarber stealing the base, which by the way, like he'll snag a bag every now and then too. I mean, you got everybody in America tacos last year.
Yeah, during the World Series.
During the World Series.
That, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
That's why I said it's the funniest thing. Like if you put odds on, like
who's going to get you a free taco?
Who's going to get you a free taco?
Yeah.
Like
would you drop a couple shillings on Schwarber?
I would just because.
Well, we know you would. Not much you wouldn't drop shillings on.
Oh no! There's certain things I won't drop shillings on.
Yeah, well, guys, remember that this great post game is brought to you by CherryInjuryLaw.com. David R. Cherry is the man with the plan to help you out in your most crucial time of need. Workers' comp, motor vehicle, personal injury, criminal law can be life-altering moments. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Call Dave Cherry at 610-565-0300 or go to CherryInjuryLaw.com or simply, again, call the number 610-565-0300. David R. Cherry is the man with the plan for you. So let's get to a couple more of these great comments. Let's keep rolling in. Nola is Jekyll and Hyde. He's scared the S out of me. Never know who you're going to get. Ross, in the regular season, I agree with you. Whatever they did at the end of September there has stuck, and the moment has not been too big for him. So maybe, just it was a rough season. I mean, I go back to 2009, Cole Hamels. Cole Hamels had a rough season, and people were, they were ready to run him out of town. The little thing is that he was younger and still under contract with us, so we weren't worried about would he stay or would he go at that point. But, he ended up being a top ace for us for a very long time following. So we got to take that into consideration too. Nola fixed his pitch clock situation in the biggest moments. They need to match whatever offer he's given. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but yeah. I mean, we'll keep the post game to the post game, but that'll definitely be an off-season conversation for the first Fighting's final postseason conversation, because it's going to be one of the biggest topics in Philadelphia Phillies sports after this, because last year you had the signing of Trey Turner, but I don't see them signing another superstar outside of pitching at this point.
Ohtani, we can sign him.
Okay, Kimbrel is injured. They'll pay a doctor to say it.
Now here's the question though: Ohtani's got to get Tommy John
DH. Trade Schwarber.
Get out of here. No, he wanted. Did he have surgery yet? Did he have the surgery? Ohtani?
I think he did.
Yeah, okay. I think he did, yeah.
Mark's saying, when I hear Kimbrel, I get a nervous tick. You and everybody else, Mark. I get this feeling that expected Kaufman to fix or get Lorenzen back to share. He was with the Reds. I don't think it materialized how they executed it.
Obviously, the guy's like on a milk carton.
Yeah.
I mean,
and he's been he just hasn't been the same since.
Since the no-hitter, it's been...
Yeah, he had one half-decent game, and that was about it.
Yeah, and it's been garbage ever since.
Stott had a great game. Yeah, and well-needed, too. I mean, he's been kind of quiet for the most part. And Ryan has a big one here for us. Michael Lorenzen, prior to the season, was a starter in 21 of 27 appearances rookie year. And after that, usually a reliever or spot starter, although all through all his 18 appearances last year were starts for the Angels. Whew, I'm getting just winded reading this. Had 1 year pitched more than 97 innings. That was his rookie year, and he pitched 113.1 innings. This year combined between Detroit and Philadelphia, he pitched 153 innings and 25 starts in 4 relief appearances. No wonder why he has been awful. He was overused. I'm all right. I think there's more, but I don't know what that is. Okay. Out of curiosity, what are your thoughts about Topper putting in Strahm for just 1 out after being up 5? Seems a little over the top, but thankfully it paid off. I'll answer.
We talked about it.
Yeah, I'll answer it. I don't think it was a bad idea. Strahm is a guy who's gone extra innings, and they have the day off tomorrow, and you might not need him game 1, hopefully, if everything works out well. So he's the guy who I feel he's not your top guy. You're not your Alvarado out of the pen, but he's also not your bottom guy either. He's just right amount for when you're up 5 runs and you need to get one out because Sir Anthony's. I think he was a good choice, Mike.
Yeah, I think I'll agree with you there on that. And I don't know, man. With Strom, I don't know. His delivery, I don't know. It irks my soul.
It's that sweeping motion across the.
I mean, he gets the job done, but I was going to be comical. I was going to say, no, I think Strom needed to work tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, considering, but after,
we talked about maybe going back with Hoffman in the ninth too.
Yeah, we were sitting here.
I think I would have done that.
I would have did that too.
Hoffman, I mean, they did put him into it back-to-back, or not full innings, but I just don't think it was necessary to tax another guy who just pitched last night. You just kept it even. You let the guy come out. I think you'd be rolling the dice a little too much.
It's kind of weird. Well, not weird, but it was kind of refreshing too, seeing Ranger warm up. Ranger's got a thing. I think he wants to be a closer.
So there again, Rangers warming up in the bullpen. Where's Taiwan Walker and Michael Lorenzen?
Yeah, well,
they're playing Fortnite in the clubhouse.
I mean, come on, man.
Feels like it.
I'll tell you what, Taiwan Walker better not be standing on the top step at CBP on Monday night in his hoodie with a bag of peanuts in his hand. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see it.
Steven saying my best friend with the tri-state umpire group hit up a D3 college DH today, and then he missed the Phillies game because of an 18U turning. Matty has to feel his pain.
Yeah.
Matter
of fact, I just came. Well, I don't know. Sure. I just actually did 7 hockey games today. I came off the ice.
Other than that, he was, doing nothing, being lazy. Bryce, maybe we don't sign any big stars, or maybe we go fishing in the trade market. Trout, anyone?
No, I don't want Trout.
No, man, that guy, boy. Ooh.
It's
maybe I'm on an island with that, but I don't.
No, you're not, man.
Listen,
you can't stay healthy.
Yes,
you can't stay healthy.
Listen, maybe a change of scenery would be good for him because that Angels organization just seems like a snake bitten. I mean, literally some of the biggest names in baseball on that team, and they can't barely.
Listen, if you're going to trade for somebody over there, honestly, if you're going to trade for somebody over there, I would go get Rendon.
What about Logan O'Hoppe?
Oh my God, will you get off?
You're still on that?
Yeah, because it's going to bite us on the ass. I'm telling you.
Keep telling me that
It's going to bite us on the ass.
It's going to be 2020. It's going to be 2040. And it's Logan O'Hoppe's going to beat the Phillies, and he's going to walk off the Phillies somehow in the World Series. And Matty B is going to pick up his phone. I told you. I told all you guys.
Telling you.
I hope you're wrong.
Anthony Rendon, but yeah, you're right. I'd trade for him in a heartbeat.
I would trade for because
DH is ass.
DH, or no, he's still got a good glove too. I mean, he can play third or first, so he's kind of versatile, and it kind of gives the Phillies a right-handed power hitting bat. So I'm kind of open with you with the whole trade and Schwarber thing. I really am, because to be honest with you, going forward, they have too many DHs on this team, so you're going to have to move one of them sooner or later.
Yeah, well, everybody keeps thinking they're going to somehow keep
Hoskins,
and
Reese is going.
Yeah, he's gone.
Reese will get a ring this year. He'll go to the parade. Everybody will say we love you, and then he'll end up.
Maybe he'll buy beers for at the parade.
Yeah, there you go. His wife will. It's easy when she's not making the money, right?
Yeah.
Franny, what's going on, buddy? Castellanos going to find his approach again, or he's cooked. Seemed a little better tonight. Laid off some sliders. Still looks like he's guessing again. Let's look at his line real quick. I mean, he did walk, which is not a common thing for Nick.
He smoked the ball dead center field.
Yeah, he missed. Yeah, those announcers on TV. We have to talk about that for a second. Me and Mike were losing our mind. Like
every fly ball was, oh my God!
Every fly ball to center field, especially for the Diamondbacks. You thought this was like it was going to be out of there.
This was Game 5, right? First game that Brian Anderson did not bring up the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah, well,
I mean, listen, all game long they've been bringing up the Dodgers in this series, and same thing too. And they've been finding ways to bring the Braves up too. Like, those two teams lost; they need to sit home.
Trout, he's worth $15 million a year. Halos pay the rest. So you think they're going to trade him to us,
and they're going to
pick up? I mean, what's that? $30 million they're going to be on the hook for?
Yeah, but what are they going to want in return? And I don't want.
Listen. I love Mike Trout. He's an Eagles fan, but like
local guy.
That ship has sailed, right?
Right? Yeah. Like I
don't see how it plays out I just don't see how that plays out and helps us.
He could have went to free.
And he's over 30 years old. So it's no. We got Harper's over 30. You got Remuto's over 30.
And he can't stay
Turner's
healthy.
over 30. Schwarber, he's over 30. Castellanos, I believe he's over 30.
Close to
it or something like that. I mean, like,
29, yeah.
these are guys, you have to. We have a nice injection of youth. I think bringing him in, you would have to lose one or two of those guys. Like, you would have to give up a Bowman and a Stott to get him here. And I don't see that being a possibility. Or being a good idea. But what is a good idea? Going to Dolan's Bar right here, the most Delco bar, 24 East Sellers Avenue in Ridley Park. Great times there. Great place to watch a Phillies game if you can't make it down to the game, or if you're. I know I watched a lot of NLCSs last year, World Series games there. Yeah, you never knew who was going to be hanging out there with them.
It was their game too.
Some former Phillies were in the house. Always a good time. Quizzo music, great time, memorabilia. Always a good time at Dolan's. Tell PJ that EOP sent you. Go to dolansbar.com or follow him on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and the TikTok.
Lenny Dykstra was fun last year.
Yeah, I heard he was there.
Yeah, he was there. Game 2.
Yeah.
I was there.
Despite the last couple of games, Johan getting hits should the Phillies tell him to take it at least 3 to 4 pitches every time before he swings, seeing if the pitches keep throwing him high fastballs and balls out of the zone. So I think it's very hard to tell anybody just to take 3 or 4 pitches. Like, it's you should tell him to have more plate discipline. I agree with that. And because he was swinging at anything, I came by him. Like, the ball could be 20 feet, 2 feet, 3 feet out of the zone, and he was swinging at him. He's just showing better plate discipline and a better eye for the ball. And him starting to hit's a huge boost that would go under the radar right now, because for up until now, he's been pretty much an automatic out.
He's going to listen. He is what he is right now. Maybe you try to have him bunt every time to try to get on, but obviously what they're going to have to do with him is going to be something that's going to have to take place in the offseason and into the spring training of next year. There's nothing they're going to be able to do with him.
Well, look at Brandon Marsh
now.
last year. I mean, when they brought Brandon Marsh over, they knew that they're bringing him for his defense, not for his bat. And but they saw something in him. I think Charlie Manuel is the one who said he's going to be a good hitter. He worked with Kevin Long, and look at him now. He's been a very big producer for us all year long. And now he has a 6-7 game consecutive postseason hitting streak right now. So
I think Rojas can bat 250.
I think Rojas has a listen. Right now, everything is amped up, and I'm not just talking about being nervous for the moment. I'm talking about guys are throwing harder than ever.
Yeah,
I mean, this is a whole different ball game. So
give a whole season.
Think of Brandon Marsh last year in the postseason, and then this year. I mean, he had some moments, but nothing crazy.
Nah.
So I have a lot.
He's a rookie. Give some time with him.
I have a lot of faith.
I like the kid.
Player
his defense is way
I want to buy his
too
jersey.
valuable right now to not have him in the lineup.
Well, listen, we were talking about that tonight, Mike. We said with him,
he makes it look so easy out there
with Marsh in left, him in center field. So huge difference.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to put Schwarber out there, and that's why I feel like this Phillies team's a little more dangerous this year going into the postseason than they were a year ago, because the defense is better. Like, this kid really can patrol center field.
Covers a lot of ground out there.
I mean, I'm not gonna say he's Gary Maddox, but he's Gary Maddox-esque in the way he covers the field. Like, nobody covered center field like Gary, but he's very much.
2/3 of the world is covered by Wooder, and
the other third is
covered by
Gary
Maddox.
Gary Maddox. Bryce said, I may have missed the discussion, but on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you trust Kimbrel at this point?
-5.
I'd rather see Matty be in the 9th at this point.
Hey, I'd rather be out there. I could do better.
This can't do any worse sometimes. I mean, here's the thing: if you look at his numbers and all, Kimbrel has been pretty good.
I mean, he's got the pedigree, he's got the resume, but you know what?
It's just not easy.
It's time to go away.
He's not going to have a 1-2-3 inning.
So here's the thing, though. Going forward, we obviously think this is going to extend past this series. What do you do? What are we doing with the back end of the bullpen?
Hoffman,
Hoffman, Soto, Alvarado. Is that the back end?
If you need 4, if you're saying you need 4 pitchers.
Well, in the back end, who's our lockdown back end bullpen heading into the World Series? Hoffman, if that's the case,
I would say Strom, Hoffman, Alvarado.
Lockdown.
Who's
7, 8, 9 right there? Strom, Hoffman, Alvarado,
or Hoffman. I go Hoffman, Strom either way.
No Soto.
Soto.
He's too up and down for me, man.
They're all up and down. But
no, I mean, he's really, really he's roller coaster up and down.
I don't like the idea of Rendon. The way he acted over the past couple of years, he had put a bad taste in my mouth. Yeah, we'll worry about the postseason. We are doing the post game for tonight's game. Hoskins will end up with his hometown Giants. Well, I would have thought that'd probably be higher with if they had a certain Gabe Kapler there, but not that they wouldn't look at him without him.
Yeah.
Gabe Kapler's going for a front office job. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, you interview with the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Man, I would love to see that.
No, I wouldn't.
I see him like just like he's like the kind of guy I could see like at a meeting, like he like walks around the boardroom, like guys, what do we feel? Like starts like massaging you.
Yeah.
All right, dude, we don't know you like that. Man. You know,
I feel the positive energy in here.
I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie Grandma's Boy, with all the guys from all the Adam Sandler movies, sans Adam Sandler, and they had this boss that was like all hippy dippy and all that. It just I could see him being like using sage to bless the room before a meeting. That's yeah. I had enough of that. Do you want home field on the or the Rangers?
Home field. Home field.
I mean, home field. I think screams. Yeah. They haven't lost it yet on home field, right?
What's that?
They haven't lost on home field yet.
No.
So why? Yeah, why not? I was really aggravated at TT's K.
Trey Turner.
Oh, Trey Turner's K on that great at bat approach he had. Yeah, Trey showed a little. Unlike him, he's usually pretty calm, cool, and collected. But that strikeout they throw on a full count, and it was way outside. Yeah, I think in a regular season game he's tossed. What do you think, Mike?
Oh yeah, he's going.
Yeah,
most definitely. But you know what? That was Gallen's only strikeout.
Yep.
Of the night was that one. And again, like I'm not going to beat up on the umpires because it's already been stated, but these umpires in this series have been horrible. The home plate umpires have been just garbage over the last 3 games. And
it's on both sides too. And I know some people say, "Hey, listen, you know, it's happening on both sides." But here's my thing: is if you're going to make the strike zone wider or taller or whatever you want to call it, that's fine. But it's when it's wider, shrink it. Like when it's fluctuating, that's where the problem is. Because if you know he's going to have a wider strike zone, you adjust to it.
That's why my strike zone is always the same as it always is.
Yeah, I mean,
both sides of the plate.
Listen, and I look at it like this. For the most part, Al, you're right. It was for both teams. Because, like, me and Pat were going back and forth about this last night because he was like, well, you know, early in the
there's a shock. You and Pat are not agreeing about something.
Right, but
does Pat sit here during the show?
No, he sits where I'm sitting. I gave you my seat.
Ooh, thanks, Mike. Appreciate it,
but the one thing that I started noticing, like I said, in last night's game, I'm sorry, that umpire had dinner reservations because the way he called those pitches in the 9th inning, and people actually went back today. You know, if you're looking at a few TikTok videos today, showing where Kimbrel was throwing, just missing off the plate, but it was a ball in the 8th inning, same exact area, same exact spot. In the 9th inning, it was being called a strike and bringing people up. So again, this is something I feel like Major League Baseball's got to take a look at because it could cost a team a series.
Major League Baseball's got to get rid of that damn box. Get it off the TV. That box is so subjective. That's not the strike zone. That is an average strike zone. That is based on that hitter and where he has been getting balls and strikes. That's where that box is. Get rid of that damn box. That box is not nothing but TV trash.
But that's what they would be using if they were robo on.
So
same system, I would just say.
I don't know if that's what they'd be using for robo, but again, it's not C3PO behind the plate.
Well, it's like when they talked about making the first down line official instead of having, you know, in NFL football.
Remember that yellow line they used to have back in the day with when they first went to graphics on NFL football and they had the yellow line for the first down stripe, and people thought that was he's over the. It's TV stuff. Get rid of that damn box.
Matty B wants the glowing puck back.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Yes,
Fox had it. Fox had something with that.
And then when you had over over 99 miles per hour, the puck would turn
like blue or
something. Yeah. And it made a sound effect too. I like that. That's the one I did like. Well, do you know why? Because remember back in the day with the glowing puck, if it was in the boards where you couldn't see it, in front of you, you could see where the puck was. You could see the glow of the puck. Yeah.
That only lasted a year though. I got rid of it after one season.
Like it. Nola is due for a bad game. Camel toe.
No. We call her. That's CTH 69.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Jesus.
Come on, Al.
Nola is. Listen, guys. I understand we're Philadelphia fans. We're always expecting something bad to happen, but nobody said that about Wheeler tonight. Well, he's due for a bad game. He's probably going to fall apart, guys. Why? Like, I get it. Nola didn't have a great year, but why? Like, we did it for Trey. Why can't we be positive for Aaron? Like, I think people just have to have somebody they don't like on this team.
Or is this they just used to this? I mean, Aaron Nola has been this
Up
has
and
been
down,
his thing.
so, I
yeah,
mean,
this is kind of what his MO
His
is.
MO is,
So
but
that's again no Kimbrel for the rest of the season. So I'm guessing that's official. Is he injured? That's what they're saying. They're the third person to say that there's no
that
Kimbrel
would pop up. That would be
Matty B. Look, you guys got Matty B all nervous.
That would
he's
be
all flustered. Matt's dropping everything.
that would be notifications all over the place.
Sir Anthony Hoffman, Alvarado closer. I would go Strom over Sir Anthony right now. Sir Anthony is so unsure. Strom seems he has a confidence, even though he's not perfect. I want somebody with confidence up there.
Speaking of confidence, let me ask you guys this.
Shoot.
And I'm tired. Listen, tired of seeing this every night. You know, does Rob Thompson know that you can switch your lineup? Does he understand that that's a thing in Major League Baseball, that you don't have to go with the
They
same?
switched the lineup a lot this year.
I mean, it's mandatory that he's Alec Boehm. Has anybody seen enough of Alec Boehm batting cleanup?
Yes, I have. I've been saying it for 2 games.
All right,
now.
I'll agree with you. But Matty B, you changed the lineup.
Okay, I got Turner leading off. I'll move Boehm up to 2.
All right. Let's leave Schwarber where he's at.
No, I can't. I
You know
can't.
that's
I
not
can't
happening.
physically do that.
You know it's not going to happen.
All right, Schwarber leading off.
Okay.
Trey Turner at 2. I would probably move Harper at 3, maybe JT at 4, or I'd probably move JT up at 4.
So I agree with where you're going with this. I would probably, if I'm going to move anybody for Boehm, it'd be Stoddard JT. I'm not moving Nicky Backs. What do you think, Mike? A lot of people say move Castellanos up there.
No, you keep Castellanos right.
Alec Boehm is not a cleanup hitter in any universe.
Yeah, no,
He's not.
He's not, and I don't.
He was the most consistent clutch hitter we had all year long. So I understand the beginning thought, but at this point,
I would actually drop them down in the lineup a little bit. Like, I would actually think about moving. I would drop Nicky Backs down to 8th, believe it or not. Move Marshall. Marshall's making contact with the ball. You know what I mean? Like,
up until the last 3 games, I don't think you would have done that.
Oh, here's a novel concept. Why put Schwarber at cleanup? Why is that such an alien concept around here?
Because it's just he works better. I don't get it. The numbers show that. He shows the confidence there. It's working. I mean, you can't disagree. Guys,
it's not broken.
Yeah, he bats cleanup on my show game. He bats cleanup and he's got 63 home runs so far this season. So it's working for the show.
Because it worked on MLB The Show. Matty B's up at 3 a.m. 3 a.m. eating Taco Bell playing MLB The Show.
It's working on the show, and I've won 4 straight World Series, so it's working with Kyle Schwarber as my cleanup hitter. All right?
If I see Rob Thompson playing the show in the dugout, coming after Matty B. Let's see. Unlike the Mets, the Phils don't
invest.
He probably invest heavily in the power starters. I like the 3 of our starters. Throw 95 and below and aren't necessarily Tommy John risk. Okay. I don't understand all his abbreviations. I get them though, but I don't understand them all the time. So we already got that one. Reese is definitely the best Sac State Hornet in history. Although Outman on the Dodgers may get better. I don't know if the Phillies make the World Series, do you take Pache off the roster?
Not before Taijuan Walker.
Yeah, I know. I would. Who you taking? Who you putting on there? Like, why are you taking him on? Is it shrink? Does the roster shrink for the World Series?
No, it's 25. It's the same as any other.
Okay, well,
they can adjust it every series, though.
Yeah, I don't understand why. There's got to be a reason. Like, who are you putting on there? I guess he's thinking you're putting Reese on there.
Jake Cave comes off the roster. I can tell you that.
Are you putting Reese on this World Series roster?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. No. Yes.
I mean, here's the thing: is we have yet to use, except for Jake Cave and Pache in the beginning of the wild card, anybody off the bench. Like, you just putting him on there so he can be with his boys?
Yeah, that's a good point, too. Now that the DH is here, how valuable is the bench?
Right. I mean, we're seeing that. Like, right now, like, I'm sorry. I just don't want to see Jake Cave grab a bat again.
Right.
Him, Pache. Like, if I'm going to do that, honestly, Taijuan Walker, I'm pulling off of the roster for next round. And I'm going to add Weston Wilson and Bruce Hoskins. Because if you're going to do that, I'd rather you have guys that can come off the bench and pop a home run, if need be, than guys that are just going to be automatic outs. And that's what Pache and that's what what's his face, Jay Cave are.
But Pache's speed, you could do pinch running situations. You never know when you might need that. But then again, last night we needed it, and they went with
Sosa.
That's right,
So
again.
I mean, again, like to me, like that's what I would do. Like I would put them two in. You know what I mean? They would be my guys. And yeah, you got to do it for that. I mean, Reese has busted his ass to get back here, you know, and be ready. I mean,
all right. Well, let me
not to say he's
not going to play defense.
Let me
play defense.
Okay.
Right.
Well, let me ask you this question: if the moment came for him, unless again maybe it's a 10-0 game like we had with the Diamondbacks, do you put Rhys Hoskins in that bat? If you need to pull somebody from the bench,
I don't know. It takes him 4 months to get warmed up.
I don't know. I mean,
I you know what? We've gone this far without him.
And no offense to him on that. Everybody, guys, like every time you talk about Rhys Hoskins, everybody starts a conversation with, "I love Rhys Hoskins."
Yeah,
but yeah,
we don't. We have a very quick memory. We have a very quick memory
people
loss.
wanted him out. They were over the Rhys Hoskins experiment. I believe it was me who said those exact words at times.
I listen. I don't ever want anyone to get hurt, and I don't wish that on anybody. But to be honest with you, when that happened, and going forward without him, I was like, yeah, okay. I didn't want him back anyway.
Can I say something? I don't want this to come off distasteful, but I think the Rhys Hoskins injury, I don't want to say helped, but we may not have ever thought of putting Bryce Harper at first base.
That's a good thought. It's a very good thought.
And now look how he's been.
How would we have maneuvered that right now if Rhys Hoskins was not hurt? And he is.
We never even thought about it.
Where's Bryce Harper playing?
They would be running Rhys Hoskins at first base. He would have been the DH would have been longer. He would not be playing right field probably even at this point.
So Schwarber's playing left and Harper's DH?
No, that's my point. Is you would have a tough decision to make. You would be like they would probably be getting like Reese would and Schwarber might be taking nights off
Rojas never would have gotten called up. No. Never would have gotten called.
There's certain things that have to happen to make other things happen, and sometimes it isn't always sunshine and rainbows. So I mean, I'm not advocating for somebody to get injured, but if it was not for this moment happening, is it cause and effect thing?
Is it the butterfly effect?
Yeah, I mean, it really is. I mean, it's a good point, a good way to point it. Bryce is chiming in here. Again, I may have missed the discussion, but I understand that Castellanos batting 7 spreads the power throughout the lineup. But Jesus, Bohm has got to get out of the 4 spot. Maybe swap him.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah.
I would drop him down to like 6. I would put him like right before.
Bohm?
Honestly,
about 8.
I would just
whatever. Look, the further down, the better.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you.
I'd bump him to 6 and move Stott and Remuto up 1.
Why? I mean, look, I don't want him really in the top 6. Like, I would drop him down further.
Bohm's showing nothing right now.
Yeah, he's not.
And again, like Castellanos or any one of those guys, if you move them in the lineup where there's less pressure, because this is the other thing is it's not just affecting him, but it's affecting Harper. They're not going to pitch to Harper if you know you can kind of pitch around Harper and go to Bohm, who's not been great. That's why you need a guy behind him that you are afraid to pitch to.
But they're doing that now, though. I mean, they're basically going.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I would probably put Remuto, Stott.
I don't see this Phillies lineup's weird because, again, it's the hot and coldness of this team. Like, just when you think a guy starts to get hot and they get put in that 4 spot, all of a sudden, I think it's the 4 spot jinx because whoever gets in that 4 spot, they just start tailing off on this team. It's always been throughout this whole year. It's been like that. It's like whoever's been batting behind Harper, they've just been. Yeah. That's it. They just disappear, and then you got to move them down the lineup. So I don't know whose turn it is to go to number 4, but to me, again, JT's kind of the hot hand right now. He's getting warmed up more and more in this postseason. So I would stick him behind Harper because it gives Harper protection. But now, who's going to protect JT? Because really, between Bohm and Stott, they're not tearing the cover off the ball.
It'd have to be Castellanos.
And Castellanos.
I would move him between Castellanos and Marsh. Somehow. I wouldn't say where I would put them at 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7.
So then you would do...
I would break them up.
So do you think Alec Bohm is suffering because of Bryce Harper?
No, I don't think he's
suffering. No, because he should be getting hit. He should be getting thrown to more because he can't walk both guys. That's my point. That's why you can throw around. If I'm an opposing pitcher, I intentionally walk Harper every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
And we're probably going to see that.
Now, after tonight, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you do? Where you got burnt by him again? and we're going to get to more comments in a moment, but let's just kind of walk through the lineup and the scoring. Let's start with Kyle Schwarber in the DH spot, number 1 leadoff. He was 2 for 4 with a single and scored a run in the first, and that solo home run blast we saw in the 6th. He was intentionally walked in the 7th, and he hit that double play ball in the 9th. But that was Kyle Schwarber. All around, to me, a good game for Kyle. That's what we want to see from him. Even a little bloop off the end of his bat in the first, it was what led to the first run of the game. Trey Turner did have a great game. Got really flustered after that 3rd inning called strikeout, which was questionable, but it was a strikeout nonetheless. Bryce Harper, just being Bryce Harper in the postseason, what more can you ask from him? Single, and he scored that run. We talked about it, just kind of to break that play down for you guys real quick if you missed it. This was in the 1st inning. Turner gets stuck in a was it Turner? Oh, it was Stott. I'm sorry, it was Stott. Got stuck in the pickle. He advanced from 3rd to home. They tried throwing from 2nd to home. Kind of bounced the ball funny, came off the heel of the glove. Made Morano have to go in to the base path and kind of got in Bryce's way. Bryce scores there. Also had another towering home run in the 6th, right? One batter after Schwarber's. And he had an infield single and scored a run in the 8th inning because that came off the Remuto 2-run blast that we saw to left field, but we'll talk about that in a second. And Bohm was a measly 0 for 3 with a walk. Stott was singled in the 1st with the RBI, and then had a single in the 6th and struck out in the 8th. Remuto had the big hit for him was a 2-run blast to left field, scoring him and Harper. Castellanos had a walk in the 2nd, but a strikeout in the 7th, and that was about it for him. Marsh had a single and a stolen base in the 7th, and then struck out in the 9th. He also had a double play ball in the 2nd inning. And Rojas had a great single in the 9th. Nice to see him get on base 2 games in a row, but also had a strikeout in the 7th. And that was your lineup for today's Phillies. Again, just looking back at this game, 6-1 victory. I know I used the term, and for those who've been watching the whole time for almost an hour now, cruise control. But after that inning, it just seemed like, I mean, it wasn't like a gimme game, but I didn't get nervous. I didn't get any feelings that I got the last 2 nights.
Zach Allen doesn't scare me at all.
Is it just me, or is it hilarious that it's the guys that we haven't seen before who we struggle against versus the guys who are like supposed to be the best of the best?
I mean, he had an ERA almost two runs less at home than he did on the road, and it didn't matter. I mean, he wasn't dominant. Nothing like what Wheeler's been throwing. Yeah, you're right though. That's a good point. We struggle against the bullpen games, and we excel against the known pitchers. It's.
I mean, I've been sitting like, I'm throwing a bullpen game today.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Yeah, what the hell with it? I'm going to bullpen.
Really good in the system that has never pitched against the Phillies again.
Bring them all
on up here.
Yep, let's do it.
Yeah, that's how you're going to neutralize the Phillies. The whole thing waiting for the other shoe to drop is a coping mechanism. I can't get annoying the
coping mechanism. No, it's been the reality of a Philadelphia sports fan.
Listen,
Steven, come on, man.
I get what he's saying, but it's getting annoying to hear. I muted a friend from texting me during the game as he never looks at the whole picture. Oh, we got a couple of those that we know, Steve.
No, man, come on. I've been taken to the woodshed too many times, man. The Phillies have been around. The Phillies have been around since 1883, and we have 2 world championships. There's something wrong with that.
No, I listen, but like I get what Steven's saying, and I agree with him. Like, can we let the shoe drop before we drop the shoe? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we're unlacing our shoes before the shoes are even ready to drop. Like, we don't give it a chance. Like, it's like, all right, I'm gonna bake this cake. They put all the stuff out to make the cake. I'm like, it's gonna suck. I'm gonna walk away and not make it anyway. Like, give it a chance. Give it a chance. See what happens.
We do every year. We come back and we give it a chance, and every year.
And how much fun did you have? I'm not saying like it wasn't. I wasn't happy. Like, I was unhappy winning the World Series. Not winning the World Series. I was, but like, what a ride! And like,
it was great.
And also, look what it led to. Like, it wasn't like, okay, I can understand if we had that last year, then we went like another. We didn't make the playoffs, or we got the playoffs, we got bounced early by somebody, or it kept happening. I get that, but
you're not going to hit me with moral victories, are you?
Not hitting you with moral victories, but we're doing it again, and we are built to do it further. So let's
Listen, I got the most I had a Braves fan tell me flat out. He said, "My team's built for the regular season. Your team is built for the postseason." He's like, "When your team, all they have to do is get there."
Mhm.
He said, "When they get there, they're going to do damage." He said, "My team is to do damage during the season." He goes, "We don't match up well with the Phillies." And he was like, "Your team." He literally told me, he was like, "You guys are going to win it all."
Ryan Snicker pretty much said that in his post game after they lost to us in the NLDS.
Yeah, didn't he say Bryce Harper and the Phillies are our daddies? Is that what he said?
I don't think he said that, but he's he gets a typical, oh yeah, they're a good team. I'm sitting there with him like 2 feet away from him. He's like, oh, they're a good team, and if I knew why we seem to struggle against them, I would have it fixed by now. But whatever it is, like he pretty much said, yeah, they're our daddies, but without saying it.
Yeah, and you know what? It was just real funny. Me and Pat going back and forth every Sunday. I kept telling
Including
him,
tomorrow morning.
"Oh, I got an epic rant about Penn State tomorrow, but that's for tomorrow."
Mm.
But me and him going back and forth. Like when he kept telling me about the Braves, I kept telling him, I said, "Listen, I understand. You're watching them pull ahead. They're way ahead. They're doing good." I said, "They're a team from April to beginning end of September." I said, "When October hits, I said they will fade." I said, "Them and the Dodgers, you can count on it every year, and the Mets. If the Mets get into, forget about it. Those three organizations choke so bad."
It's like death and taxes.
Are you trying to tell me Pat Bernard is a flip flopper, grass is greener kind of
I
guy?
eat fish out of water.
I mean, geez. Does Matty B put himself in as an ump for the
It won't let me. I tried.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a feature like that.
I wonder, like, do you remember they had for a short time the Madden, but they had the coaching edition where you just coached?
Yeah, I remember
They
that.
had like MLB the umping.
No, they don't have it. That's actually, I would buy it.
That would be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Philly
everybody
should
an
have
idea what
Reese
it's like.
or Derek Hall.
Yeah, he's been the forgotten guy too, Derek Hall.
I think I wanted to forget him.
Yeah, we talked about
I think
this last
time has
year.
forgotten Derek Hall.
Derek Hall, when the moment got big in the regular season, he seemed the coward from
Yeah,
it.
put him in the NLCS.
And then this year, he just never really, and it was the thing is when Reese first got hurt, I was all, hey, Derek Hall, here's your shot, man. And then he had a really good start to the season. Then he broke his thumb, and that was it.
Quentin saying, great show, guys. I'm really enjoying Quentin. We always love you and everybody else for joining us. Comments keep coming. I know we're an hour in the show. We will hang out with you guys for a little bit longer because, it's fun talking with you guys. And, we sit here, we watch the entire show together. Or
they got me to come down to the studio, man. Come on,
man. We come down to Delco. He's this
I'm in the 610. I don't even know what to do here.
Yeah. He got lost. He's like, what's with all the sidewalks? But listen, we sit here, we take notes with each other, we write everything down. Like, we enjoy having you guys.
I just came for the food. I just came for the food tonight, and now I
had a stock fridge.
Yeah, I got stuck doing the show. I've been here since Thursday, by the way, guys.
And Quinn, we enjoy the praise, Quinn. We do really.
That's all you're missing in here is a shower, right?
You can get installed. I was thinking of so we have a men's room and for those that have never been to the studio, we have a men's room and a girls' room, which there's not many females that come in here. So we're like, well, why don't you just make a unisex bathroom and throw a stall shower? I thought about it. I'm like, I'm waiting for my wife to throw me out. So has anyone seen the minor leagues 30 for 30 guy at AAA like Weston Wilson? This is quite an outlier. I don't want to get into it too much, but Weston Wilson, yes or no? Is he just going to be one of those AAA guys and he's going to be great, but when he comes up to the majors, it's like.
Well, we got Kirklinger doing it right now. I'm not saying that
we haven't needed him. Maybe is that why?
Matty's like, enough with the damn rookies.
Yeah, listen,
he's an old grizzled vet over here.
There's a reason why Weston Wilson
has
been kind of toiling in the minors for the last 7 or whatever years it is. I don't know, Mike. I hear what you're saying. I think we got to do a better job and I said this last night on your show. I chimed in with this. Dave Dombrowski really didn't do a good enough job upgrading the bench this year.
Matt is never happy with our GM.
He didn't do it, and he has to. We have to address that. We need legitimate power coming off that bench. At least one.
Mm-hmm.
One power bat, legitimate power bat coming off that bench.
I have to push back a little bit on this because
Matt Stairs that's all I'm asking for.
I get it, and
Matt Stairs was one in a million though.
My thing with it is you put so many good bats. We put some good you have a lot of big contracts, but you're making it affordable in the field, and they are trying to use some of their current resources off the bench. I'm okay with that. We even talked about Amundo Sosa this whole postseason. Jake
That's a
Cade
good
had
thing.
an at bat because we were just blowing people out of the water. And they want to give Schwarber a chance, and
He's
that's
had multiple at bats this season. I mean, he got the double, and he was thrown out going to third. He's had multiple at bats in the series.
Well, it's because of Schwarber. There was a 10-0 run, or 10-0 game.
But last night you come up with the damn game on the line. I mean, good God.
When I saw him in the on deck circle last night, I just had to look. I looked at Pat. I was like, really? Of all the people we have on the bench, and you're bringing him up.
Bryce saying you're absolutely not putting Hoskins on the World Series.
Now that would be the power back off the bench.
He did exactly what I said. I love the guy, but first live at bat being in the World Series is not what I want. Give me Derek Hall or hell, throw Lorenzen up there.
Yeah, can they bat? I mean,
Yeah, Lorenzen can bat.
Can they bat?
Lorenzen's got a couple homers.
I mean, there you go. Let's get him off the bench. I mean, come on, something, man. Earn your keep, man.
I like Uncle Charlie said all Matt Steer's job is to pinch hitter and to hit home runs. Hey, yeah, he's here to hit dingers. Brad is chiming in. Hey, what's up? Great performance by Willard tonight. Absolutely.
Brad, that is a scary photo.
Yeah, I know. Bohm looks scared at the plate. Yeah, it's fair enough. He looks frustrated because Bohm should never play poker because he seems like
he ain't got a good poker face.
His face tells it all. You fully expect Bohm to be able to shoot balls between first and second, but Harp has so many extra base hits. Bohm will get it together. I think Bohm will get it together because that's the thing is Bohm can hit, and I don't think it's a 4 spot. I think it's just not.
I was just about. I was about to say that. I was like, yeah, he can hit, but not at number 4.
But here's my thing: is like it worked up until the last 3 games, so I get it. So it didn't work. So I agree with Matt. You can change the lineup a little bit, but consistency is a good thing for these players too. So
Matty B, I think if you ever saw Trey Turner leading off,
Matty B, great man.
Well, when they were sitting a lot of guys, and Schwarber wasn't playing like towards the end, in the last week of the season, and Schwarber wasn't playing, we had like Turner and lead off. Matty B was like in heaven for
my dream lineup is Turner leading off, Bohm batting second, Harper third, Schwarber 4, JT at 5, Castellanos at 6, Stott at 7, Marsh, and then Pache or Rojas. That's my dream lineup right there.
Austin saying need Castellanos to get going, needs some momentum at the plate. Can be very dangerous if he's on offensively. I mean, that's anybody. I mean, listen, if you get 4 guys on, on by like 2 for 4 or whatever at the plate in this team, that's, I don't want to say an automatic win, but pretty much damn close to it. Awesome home runs by Schwarber, Harper, and Realmuto. Yeah, it's nice to see because there's the shoe I've worried about more than anything. And he probably got a little scared after game 3. Not as much last night, but just close to it. Like, were they cooling off? Were their bats cooling off? Kind of like we saw in the World Series last year after they had that, they walloped them at home, and then they just couldn't score.
They got no hit the next night. Yeah.
So
combined no hit.
That's about. But it's nice to see that they had that 2-1 loss last night. They kind of came back on them. Lost it, but it's nice to see that they're able to come back and keep going. Like they haven't shown any signs of really cooling off, and I think that's a plus sign to talk about the Phillies. It was very comforting to see Stott off the schneid today. We need him on. We are to win it. Without him, I don't know how possible it is. His at bats lengthen the lineup is so well. That very good point, and we were talking about this, Mike, during the game. Like, the one thing I was kind of getting him on about, I was like, a couple quick outs came in a row in a couple innings, and I was like, we need to grind out back, especially on Zach. We need to build that. I mean, he got through, 5 and 9 pitches.
Won 11 in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that plays a little bit into it. Monday's game starts Kelly versus Nola. Absolutely.
So are you guys going to take off work if it's a 5:07 start?
Oh, yeah. My boss,
I'll be home already.
Yeah, so. I'll just walk out. He knows that too. Like he'd do the same thing. He'd be like, "No, close it down." But I'd be doing the same thing. Nope. Don't.
I don't like that 5:07. I don't like that start time.
I don't like it either.
Except on a Saturday. I wouldn't mind it on a Saturday.
Like today would have been terrible. Yeah, but on a Monday.
Yeah, it's
Monday's even worse. Like
because everybody's going back to
week. Yeah, I don't. Want
everybody's going back to work
after a Sunday night football game.
After a Sunday, tell me about that. Which, by the way, I know it's Phillies, but anybody check out the link and how it looked, how they did the retro?
Yeah, it do
The
you mean?
link.
Yeah, they did
Yeah,
the link.
it's
All
all
retro.
Kelly greened out.
It's
Yeah.
all Kelly greened out. You got the old logo right in the center.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
looks really cool.
They did the old
I'm
Eagles
trying to get some
lettering.
high resolution pictures.
So driving down here tonight, that the link was all lit up with red, white, and blue Phillies.
Yeah,
So,
but it'll probably be Kelly Green tomorrow. Yeah. Exactly. I got Alfredo. Dude, I've not been called Alfredo for like 10 years, so thank you, Steven. We are winning. We winning in Philly. Philly, yes, absolutely. Dodgers have all injury prone Tommy John dudes. I'm talking about. Oh, okay, gotcha. I got picking up what you're putting down. Hall never recovered from the injury. He just exploded 14 home runs in 28 games. Crazy. Too bad it was AAA. Are we labeling Weston Wilson as Scotty Kingery 2.0? I don't know if I'm going that far, Austin.
No, we got to give him the big contract first to do that, which
Yeah.
we're not going to do. So
No,
Is
but
Scotty Kingery even still part of
yeah,
it?
this was his last year of his deal right now.
yeah.
Oh, so he's a free agent,
Yeah.
right?
So he'd get a ring. Did he come up at all this year?
Nope, he's not.
Okay,
he's
he
not
wouldn't get a
one
ring,
game.
okay.
Wait, did he?
Yeah,
No.
he came up. He came up.
Did he come up?
Yeah, he came up early. I think like May.
Yeah, he might have.
May he was up. Matter of fact, he pitched rank.
Only one game it takes, right? You get up one game,
That's
you
it.
get a ring.
Yeah.
3 Harper, Schwarber 4, but put the fear of God in the pitchers. I agree. Like that's the thing is I don't push back on the like I'm not like I agree that common sense tells you put Schwarber at 4. But whatever reason it just seems to work better this way. I don't like it. It's awkward. It's like watching a pitcher with a funky delivery or a batter who's got the bat all the way behind him and like sits there like this, like the old Ken Griffey Jr. baseball type thing. Like it's just awkward. Like watching Hunter Pence bat back in 2010 and 11, awkward.
Thought
Like,
he was bad. You should have saw Gary Sheffield.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
All wide open.
I like the 507 one time as I work graveyard shift. Okay, all right, well, like I said, it works for everybody.
Yeah, and I don't really have a day job, so it doesn't really matter to me.
I have a day job. I just don't care about it that much. Does that count for anything?
Yeah.
I don't mind getting fired.
I'm a state employee, so
You can't get fired.
That's what you,
You can burn a house down. That shit.
hey, you get the pension. That's what you got to go for, man. And that's number one thing that I'm living off right now is a pension.
Imagine Dinger. I guess he's saying Kingery on the roster for Taiwan Walker.
Actually, I would take it.
I don't know.
I would take it a heartbeat, man. If he's not going to pitch.
If we get to the World Series, do we want Houston or Texas? Let's start with that first part of the question, Mike. Does it matter to you, or if it does, who is it? That you
actually, yeah, it does to me because I think if the Phillies get in there with the Rangers, I think the Rangers can beat the Phillies. Like, and I mean, like, really take the series from them. Like, I don't think the Phillies might win 2 games against them. Where the Astros, I think it falls more in the favor. Phillies don't match up well with the Rangers. Look at the last 4 years we played them. We haven't beaten them.
Matty B?
I think it's purely for logistics. I want home field advantage. That would have to be the Astros, and of course, I want revenge.
That's kind of where I would go with it: logistics and revenge. I'm not worried about the matchup as much because, I mean, except for this year, historically in Arizona, we suck, right? I guess we were 1 for 2 in this series in Arizona, so we kind of did suck a little bit.
Listen, but if you're talking about the 2 teams over in the American League, they got 2 iconic managers. I mean, Bruce Bochy's probably as good as it gets. And you remember the last time a Phillies team faced a Bruce Bochy team, right? He took them out in 6 games. And of course,
was the Giants, right?
Yep. And we also lost to Dusty too. So last year. So, you got to pick your poison with that. I'd rather have Dusty come in here for Game 7 than having to go to Texas. They're, what's it, Dallas?
Listen, I'd rather have games in Philadelphia, more games in Philadelphia than not.
Now, I think you guys, I think it was you, Mike, that mentioned this. Thus far in the postseason, the Phillies haven't lost a game yet.
At home?
No, at all.
No, they haven't lost.
They haven't lost. They've beaten themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on. If you really take a look at it, they've really been that game in Atlanta.
No, yeah.
They beat themselves.
Atlanta game definitely.
First 2 games of this series, they beat themselves.
The 2-1 loss. I mean, they were just cold. I mean, I can't say they beat themselves. Both teams were really cold at the bat. It just
that
last night's game, bad managing.
When you're up 5-2, you shouldn't lose that game.
No,
I mean,
bad management. It was a bad management. We should be celebrating World Series in a week off until Friday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
let's see real quick. Austin says Craig Counsell had a really goofy batting stance.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, but do you know what? Hunter Pence though, didn't just with the batting stance.
Wait,
He looked like Bugs Bunny when he swung the bat. Like he would corkscrew himself into the ground and come back out. Like it was awkward. Home advantage doesn't affect Houston. They're way too battle tested. Okay, I won Houston. The roster we threw at Texas was nothing like today. That's a good point, Stephen. Too, it was a lot different.
And their roster, I'm a counterpoint, Steve. With their roster's not the same either. They didn't have Max Scherzer when we faced them. You know what I mean?
They had healthy Jake DeGrom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for a game.
Yeah.
You said healthy Jake DeGrom.
Well, you got to say it like that.
Yeah,
There's
it's
two
only
versions
good.
of them.
Listen, a healthy Jake DeGrom's for like 2 weeks in the season. I think he had a golf tournament. Oh man, Pence. You know what was funny? Like I was at his first game when he got traded here, and we were sitting in right field, and I remember he ran out. And just the way he ran, I remember my cousin looking at me going, "Yo, does this guy look like a goober or what?" And I just started laughing because he is so unorthodox.
Bryce saying Pence was my post 2008 favorite Phillies. So much so I bought the exact same cleats he used, and you had them until this year. I will not stand here and hear the perfect stance criticize perfection. That's all right, Bryce. I still love Hunter Pence.
Hunter Pence,
weird.
Was he more successful with the Phillies or the Giants?
Giants.
Yeah,
absolutely. He won with the Giants.
What did we get for him? We got nothing for him, didn't we?
Yeah, they let him go.
No, he was traded.
He was here.
Yeah, but it was a
that was a selling one in 2011.
Yeah, he was part of the sell-off, but I mean, we didn't really get much.
He was only here. He was only here 1 year, but he came in the first. He came at the All-Star break and left or he came at the trade deadline and left at the trade deadline.
Yeah, it was like literally one calendar year he was here.
Yeah, just trade deadline to trade deadline.
Yeah.
Yep. Scherzer got Houston back in the series, and DeGrom is gone. Laugh out loud. Yeah, right.
No, Scherzer. Yeah.
All right, guys, we're actually getting to the end. We've been on the clock with you for an hour and 17 minutes. Not that we're not loving it and appreciating it, guys. You've all
listen. We got to get back here. I got to get back here. Me and Al got to be back here at 9 o'clock.
PM and AM will be back in here in less than 9 hours. Guys, here is the rest of the lineup. If you missed any of this, you can always go back and check out the podcast. The pre-post halftime game is going to be a little different tomorrow. Pretty much your pregame will be PM and AM. And then there'll be no halftime, and then there'll be a post-game show. I believe Pat and Austin are on the call for that one. And then we will let you guys, we'll also be putting out tomorrow who will be here for the week, of course, for the finals, depending on how the games all play out, guys. So check that out.
You get a full day of Pat Bernard tomorrow.
Yeah, guys, enjoy that. We actually think we're punishing you for all that. But other than that, I want to thank Matty B for driving all the way down here after a busy day. He reffed 7 games. I coached 3 games. Mike has been here more than I have in a month in the last week. So, Mike, thank you for being here as well. And I will see you in the AM for PM in the AM.
Yep. I'm going to need an extra large coffee.
I'm going to get one of those hats with the straws of just Dunkin'. By the way, do you want to call it a Dunkin' run? Because Dunkin' gave me the runs today. I'm just waddled off the field because of the Dunkin' coffee today.
Oh, yeah. We definitely hit the mark on this. So
yeah.
We got time to take it home.
Yeah, all right. Other than that, guys, Phillies win it. They're up 3-2 in the series. Hopefully come home Monday and win it all. We will see you guys next time.